Kylie Jenner denies having all facial plastic surgery except for facial fillers. Do we believe her?
To me, it looks like she had a rhinoplasty. 28 years old. I think she's had cheek implants placed. And it looks to me like she may have had a canthoplasty as well. 30 years old. Kim Kardashian has had maybe a fat transfer at this point. Botox filler. I think she's getting maintenance treatments.
The Kardashians have always been known for their crazy transformations, as there seems to be no trend that they wouldn't jump on, especially when it comes to beauty standards and the way they look. Kylie and Kim are perhaps always at the front of these as the most famous Kardashians. However, while Kylie has definitely changed since she was a teen, Kim looks like an entirely different person compared to her younger days. Kylie's rumored surgeries actually started out quite early compared to Kim, who seemed to have gone through most of her teenage age and young adult years without any touch-ups. Ever since Kyle was a teen, people have suspected that she's had plastic surgery done, especially because of the way we constantly saw Kylie around as she was growing up. It was hard to ignore the fact that her face was changing, and while some of it is definitely due to simply growing into her features, it's impossible to deny the fact that she's had some work done, and even she admitted to it. It's rumored that some of her very first touch-ups were actually a brow lift. It was subtle enough to call it makeup, which is why it worked so well for her at the time. While some people definitely suspected an artificial change, it was also easy for others to accept that she was simply using celebrity makeup tips. The brow lift made her eyebrows more arched and elevated, which gave her face a new, fresh glow as Botox was inserted in her forehead and eye area. While this can't be seen as plastic surgery, it certainly qualifies as a big cosmetic change that has no doubt changed the shape of her face. But things didn't stop there, as Kylie seemed to feed off the fact that people were loving her face, something which definitely applies today as well. However, at the time, Kylie built a brand around her looks alone and quickly became the style inspo for every growing teen and preteen. After all, we can't forget about the cultural moment, which was Kylie in her Tumblr era. Because of all the love, it seems like Kylie went on to do even more changes to her face, and supposedly got a chin implant and had her jawline shaved to give her a sharper look to add on top of her brow lift. However, the most noticeable difference that many people love to point out is the fact that her nose looks very different. Many believe that the bridge of her nose is much thinner than we saw it growing up, and while this could definitely be the work of amazing makeup skills, which she definitely has, it seems impossible that no pictures would exist today of her without this supposed crazy nose contour. Her new nose could be a rhinoplasty, as it generally looks too small to just be drawn on, and it definitely affects her overall style, as she really loves to embrace these features about herself. However, Kylie has always denied the fact that she's had any plastic surgeries, something which is true for even Kim, who nobody believes hasn't had anything done. Similarly, Kylie swears up and down that she's never had any major face-altering surgeries. But there's one change that she does admit to, which is her lip fillers. From a young age, Kylie has had pretty thin lips, which were very obvious growing up, and they look drastically different now, which is why everyone always seemed to accept the fact that she had indeed gotten fillers, especially with the insane size of her lips back in 2016. However, she hadn't actually come out to admit to it until pretty recently, so even this huge difference noticeable for everyone took ages for her to come clean about. She had revealed that the reason she had gotten fillers was because it was her one insecurity growing up, even if she thought she was pretty. I was the girl performing for everyone. I had my one lip insecurity thing, so I got lip fillers, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I don't regret it, but I always thought I was cute. But to this day, she still denies the fact that she's had any other kind of plastic surgery, and instead credits her crazy change to puberty and amazing makeup skills. I always remember being the most confident kid in the room. I always loved myself. I still love myself. And one of the biggest misconceptions about me is that I was this insecure child, and I got so much surgery to change my whole face, which is false. However, despite everything she had been saying, if she can admit to having gotten fillers, it's very possible that other kinds of facial cosmetics weren't too far out of her reach, meaning that it's hard to tell which of her features are actually real nowadays. she did admit that she completely understands why everyone thinks she has gotten many surgeries, especially since, looking back at some of her old content, even she is surprised by how different she looks. However, she still seems to promise that it was all makeup skills and over-editing to make herself look better. I went through that stage too, and I feel like I'm in a better place, but other people can still instill insecurities in you. But while she is very set on the fact that her face is 90% real, she has been very candid about the fact that she had breast augmentation surgery right before giving birth to her daughter Stormi in order to give her chest more life. Many people have actually suspected that Kylie has gotten her breasts done in the past. However, she only admitted to it now and claims that it only happened a bit before Stormi was born. However, many feel like the timing of it might be made up, especially since it seems unlikely for a pregnant woman to sit through surgery, especially considering what pregnancy does to you. This is why people believe that she might be using Stormi as an excuse to finally clear up the fact that she has indeed gotten plastic surgery on her body, just to get it off her chest. But while she did admit to it being done, she also admitted that she fully regretted it, especially after realizing that Stormi will one day grow up and find out about the way her mom has been documenting her entire life, and she wants to set a different example for her. But even with Kylie admitting to 2 of her procedures, she doesn't actually take the crown as the Kardashian surgery queen. That title is actually held by Kim Kardashian herself, since nobody has changed more than she has over the past 20 years or so. As a young adult at the very start of the Kardashian empire, Kim was known to be incredibly beautiful. However, it was clear that contouring was her religion. Her face shape was transformed by her makeup skills at the time, and it's the reason that many believed she had gotten plastic surgery even then. However, she revealed that it was all to promote her makeup kit, which is why she became an expert in contouring her face. I like to mix and match them. I want my nose a little lighter. I want my forehead and my cheeks a little darker. So it was really important to me to do 2 different shades of dark within each set. Kim's holy grail was used even on her nose, as she absolutely loved to make her nose slimmer, something she still hasn't given up to this day. At the time, she addressed the fact that people believed she had a nose job, but swore that it was all makeup. However, while makeup might have been true once upon a time, things are very different nowadays, as it's very clear that Kim's features cannot be due to makeup anymore. The speculations for what Kim might have done to her face to have such soft features to fit into the perfect beauty standard are far and wide. However, we do seem to have a pretty good idea of what sort of procedures she might have had, and they're much bigger than Kylie's. According to even professional plastic surgeons, the work she's had done is barely noticeable, which is why you know it's been extremely expensive, and if you hadn't seen how she looked in her younger days, you could definitely mistake her for being all natural. However, it's very much not the case. According to a Dr. David Schaefer, every part of her face seems to have had some work done. Her cheeks appeared filled. Around her eyes also looks filled, which gives a smooth and youthful appearance. She likely has dermal filler in her lips. She likely has also had thermal energy-based treatments, which tightens and lifts the deeper tissue of the cheeks along the jawline and neck. Other surgeons have even weighed in, pointing out a lot more work she could have had done.
35, the entire hairline is different. There's a chance that she may have had a hair transplant. Age 37, the philtrum does look shorter. And so the question is, did Kim Kardashian have a lip lift, or could this be primarily makeup? Age 40, to me it looks like she may have had an upper blepharoplasty. It looks like she may have had an endoscopic type of facelift.
Kim's biggest wish at the moment is definitely to look younger as she is getting older, which is why it's no surprise that most of the work has been done to give her face a more soft and youthful look. Kim has also admitted to getting a lot of Botox, which is why her skin is so smooth. However, has denied multiple times that she's had any actual surgery. Many are extremely skeptical of this, especially when it comes to her body, as well as we all know that Kim has become very well known for the shape of her perfect body. A BBL is only the first change that many connect with Kim. However, it's also believed that she's had breast augmentation surgery as well as liposuction liposuction, and laser hair removal to give her body that perfect ageless look that she is known for. At this age, it looks like Kim might never stop getting these modifications in order to keep the image she has created for herself. And unlike Kylie, who already seems to have regrets about the work she's had done, Kim has never expressed anything but adoration for her look. What do you guys think of Kim's drastic change over the years? Let me know down below, and don't forget to check out this other video for more.